do you have any tips for writing a great book description? Because obviously we're going into marketing and things like that. How exactly are we going to accomplish this?
Okay, yeah. So your book description, firstly, I must just mention, is extremely important, because if someone likes your cover, basically, very, very often the next thing they look at is your book description, right? If your book description isn't good, that's the end of that. Like, they're not going to buy the book if the description's not good. So one of the main things that authors need to understand is that your book description is not your blurb. And your blurb is basically what goes on your back cover. It's usually just a little summary of the story, right? Your book description is more of it's more about the buyer than about the book, really. And I'll explain what I mean by that. Again, I was just speaking about on Amazon, they sell t-shirts and toasters and stuff, right? And all of those have a description. You have the little product image, and then next to it, you have a description, right? So it's the same with the book. You have the cover image and you have a description. Yes, you should, of course, say a little bit what the book is about, but you have to think about the buyer. What benefits would they want? What are their pain points that they're trying to solve, you know? So it depends on what you're writing. I'm not going to go into too many examples, but if you're writing for kids, think, you know, is your book funny? Will they have a good laugh with the parents or whatever? That's a benefit. And you can say, you know, your little ones will be belly laughing, blah, blah, blah. That's something they want, right? Or if it's a nonfiction book, what is it going to help them with? And say, this will help you with this. So you're not just saying this nonfiction book is about A, B, C, D, E, you know? Or if it's a romance book, don't just say little summary of the story. Add something that's going to make them go, ooh, I really want to read this, right? So, and then keep it short, like 100 to 150 to 400 words, roughly around there. Because if you think about it, if you go on Amazon, you don't want to read these super long descriptions, right? It's not, we have shorter attention spans than that nowadays. And then start with a hook. A hook means something that literally instantly hooks someone. So that can be a mystery, an unanswered question, just something that creates tension. Because if you don't get them interested pretty much from the first line, a lot of people won't even read the second line. And then the last tip I'll give, or maybe a couple more, the one thing is a really good tip I always give is use an open-ended question. So what I mean by that is, if your book is about forbidden love, don't say this and this and this and this and this about forbidden love. Say something and then about what happens, and then say, what will happen if someone finds out about their forbidden love? Question mark. And then people are like, what will happen, right? You want someone to almost respond with, I want to know, and then they get the book. And with a nonfiction, you can take more of you're kind of making a claim, but you're not. Like, get this book to find out if you really can improve your health in 14 days. Like you see. So, and then lastly, just be very clear about your genre. No one wants to read a description and wonder still, what exactly is this book? That's very annoying. So those would be my main tips. Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, the same skills that you're using for writing to engage your readers, because this is all about writing for your readers, not for yourself, not for anybody else, but what engages them, that'll get you there. So here's a good question. If you get a good review from a notable person in your genre, should you put that in your book description?
Okay. So that would count as an editorial review. So an editorial review can technically be by anybody. It could even be by your neighbor, but generally it's understood to be from a more notable person. So that would be like someone in your genre, but it could also be, if your book is about teeth, it could be from a dentist, or it could be from, a book review site or things like this. So there's a section to input editorial reviews. So you could put it in your book description, and I have often seen that, and it works perfectly fine. One tip I would give, if you're going to put it in your description, put a short excerpt if it's longer. So just pick 1 or 2 lines from that review to put in your description normally, otherwise it becomes long. But then you can put the full review in your editorial reviews section.
So could the synopsis be used as the book description, or does that give away too much? And I think they're a little different, but go ahead and explain as you like.
Yes, exactly. The synopsis is more like what I was saying, like the blurb, which is just a little summary or a little description almost of the story, right? It does often give away too much. But the other thing is, it's not your book description is really an ad. It's really a sales pitch. And it doesn't have to be pitchy or salesy, but it needs to have a hook, and it needs to leave the person with enough tension and mystery at the end. Like when they finish reading it, they need to feel like, wow, I want to read the book. Not a great summary of the story could do that, but it's been proven to sell less books than more of a cliffhanger, just leave them on the edge kind of book description. Those just sell more books.
I mean, basically it's the box, the book, to get them to open it. What is it that, what will make them open the book? What makes them, okay, yeah, I'll buy it. I'm in, I'll click, I'm going. So it's definitely there. So Leanne also responded, a book description is sort of a combination of the synopsis, book jacket cover.
Yeah, depending what you envision as those. Yes, but that could be correct. Yes.